The universe has no obligation to make sense to you. Most people find that idea terrifying. A few find it liberating. Both sides are reacting to the same fundamental silence at the heart of existence, a silence that gets louder every year. Where do you stand? By the end of this, you might change your mind. For centuries, the dominant answer was that meaning is found. It exists outside of you, like a law of physics or a distant star. Your job is one of discovery. It's a treasure hunt where your life is the map. This framework suggests that you have a purpose, a calling, a specific role to play in the grand cosmic drama. Your task is to align yourself with it. This is the perspective of most religions and many philosophical traditions. It offers a profound sense of comfort. Your life has an inherent significance. Your suffering has a point. Your choices matter because they move you closer to or further from this pre-existing truth. The pressure comes from finding the right path. The most powerful articulation of this view came from a man who survived the ultimate experience of meaninglessness, Viktor Frankl. As a prisoner in Auschwitz and Dachau, Frankl observed who survived and who perished. It was the people who held on to a purpose, some reason to endure the horror, who had the best chance. Frankl developed a whole school of psychology around this insight, called logotherapy. He argued that meaning is found in three primary ways: through creating a work or doing a deed, through experiencing something or encountering someone, particularly through love, and, most critically, through the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. For Frankl, even in the depths of a concentration camp, a person could find meaning by choosing how to bear their cross. This is an incredibly resilient idea. It suggests that meaning is available in any circumstance. The question is always what life is asking of you. That sounds convincing. But there is a problem. What if you listen for that call and all you hear is static? What if you look for that grand purpose and see only a random sequence of events? For millions, the universe feels profoundly silent. The old stories have lost their power. The grand narratives have crumbled. In a secular, scientific world, the idea of a pre-written destiny can feel like a comforting fairy tale. To believe in found meaning, you have to believe in a source of that meaning. And for many, that source has gone missing. This leads to a particular kind of modern despair, the feeling that you are failing at a game you were never taught the rules to. You feel you should have a calling, but you don't. You see others who seem to have found theirs, and you wonder what's wrong with you. Is the universe sending a signal that only you can't hear? This is the doorway to the second great answer. Meaning is created, invented. If the universe is a silent, empty canvas, then you are the artist. There is no inherent meaning, no cosmic purpose, no destiny to uncover. There is only the raw material of your existence and the radical freedom to make of it what you will. This is the argument of existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre. He famously claimed existence precedes essence. You are born, you exist, and only then through your choices and actions do you define what you are. You invent your own values. You build your own purpose. Meaning is the house you construct, brick by brick, with your own hands. There is no blueprint. You are the architect and the builder. This view is incredibly empowering. It frees you from the anxiety of finding the one right path. There is no wrong path. There is only the path you choose. The responsibility for a meaningful life rests entirely on your shoulders. Imagine a person who dedicates their life to mastering a craft, like woodworking. Day after day, they pour their attention into the details of the wood, the precision of the cut, the smoothness of the finish. They are creating beautiful objects. But more than that, they are creating a purpose. Their meaning is built from their commitment, their focus, their sustained effort. It arises from the act of caring deeply about something, anything, for its own sake. The meaning is the act of creation itself. From this perspective, you don't find your passion. You build it, you choose a direction, and you start walking. The act of walking creates the path. Every choice you make, every project you commit to, every relationship you invest in becomes a brushstroke on your canvas. It's your painting. You decide what it looks like. And yet, the other side has its own blind spot. What happens when the meaning you've built starts to feel hollow? What happens when you look at the house you constructed and realize it's sitting on sand? A self-created meaning can feel arbitrary, fragile. A story you tell yourself to keep the darkness at bay. Is a meaning you invented yourself strong enough to withstand real tragedy? When you face profound loss, or sickness, or the crushing weight of your own mortality, will the answer, "I chose to care about this," be enough? This is the terror of absolute freedom. There is no external authority to validate your choices. There is no guarantee that the purpose you built will hold up under pressure. If it all feels meaningless in the end, you have only yourself to blame. It was your project after all. The burden can be immense. The truth, as usual, is more complicated than either side admits. The debate between found and created meaning might be based on a false distinction. Think of a sculptor looking at a block of marble. Does she find the statue within the stone, or does she create it? The answer is both. She must listen to the material. She must understand its grain, its strengths, its hidden flaws. She can't force the marble to be something it's not. Her work is a response to the reality of the stone, but at the same time, she imposes her vision, her will, her skill upon it. She makes choices. She cuts away what is superfluous. The final statue is a product of this tension, a dance between what is given and what is made. Perhaps meaning works the same way. It is neither purely discovered nor purely invented. It is a response. You are given certain materials, your biology, your upbringing, your talents, your limitations, the historical moment you were born into. That is the marble. You can't change it. This is the found part. It's the reality you must contend with. These are the questions life asks of you. But you have the freedom to choose your response. You have the chisel. You decide where to cut. You decide what kind of statue to carve from the block you've been given. That is the created part. Meaning arises from the quality of your response to the given facts of your life. Frankl's insight was that even when the given circumstances are horrific, the freedom to choose one's attitude remains. That choice, that response, is where meaning is forged. This reframes the entire problem. The goal is to stop asking what is the meaning of life as if it's a cosmic riddle with a single answer. That question is too big. It paralyzes. Instead, you could ask smaller, more useful questions. What does this situation demand of me? What is the most responsible or courageous or loving way to respond to this specific moment? What project right in front of me is worthy of my full attention? The answer won't come from the sky. It will come from your engagement with the world. Meaning is a verb. It's something you do. It's the byproduct of a life lived with deliberate attention. It's found in the commitment to a task, the care for another person, the dignity in facing a challenge. It's built out of daily choices. The choice to learn a skill, the choice to be a good friend, the choice to create order out of chaos, even if it's just by cleaning your room. These are the small bricks that build a meaningful life. A person who feels their job is meaningless might quit and search for a meaningful career. That is the finder's approach. Another might stay, but redefine their role. They could choose to become a mentor to younger colleagues. They could focus on becoming exceptionally good at one aspect of their work. They could use the stability of the job to fund a creative project on the side. That is the creator's response. They are carving a new shape out of the same block of stone. One path isn't inherently better. The finder might discover a true calling. Or they might drift for years, always feeling that the perfect job is just around the corner. The creator might build a profound sense of purpose right where they are. Or they might feel like they're just putting a positive spin on a dead-end situation. Both carry a risk. Both require a choice. So what do you think? Is meaning a signal to be discovered in the noise of the universe, a truth you must align yourself with? Or is it a structure to be built in the face of a silent void, a story whose power depends entirely on your conviction? Maybe the real task is to stop looking for it as a destination and start practicing it as a way of walking. The question is where you place your weight. On the search for the perfect path, or on the act of paving the one you're on? Where do you draw the line between discovery and invention?